Hey, good morning. It's another one of our first fives. Today, we're in Matthew chapter 8. We just kind of come through the Sermon on the Mount, which honestly is one of the best teachings of Jesus. It's difficult, it's hard, but it's really the central to the idea of what it means to be a part of God's kingdom, to live as Jesus is king. And so what we begin to find in Matthew chapter 8 is a couple interesting things that happen. And so there's this section called the Faith of the Centurion in your Bible. It's probably something like that. And so here's the story. It says, when Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. Lord, he said, my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering. This is already pretty cool that the centurion comes saying, my servant, in other words, someone who's way lower than me on the totem pole, this guy, he needs help, and so I'm coming to see you. And Jesus said to him, I'll go and heal him. The centurion replied, Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was astonished and said to those following him, I tell you the truth. I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west, and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When Jesus said to the centurion, go, it will be done just as you believed it would. And his servant was healed at that very hour. This next little section, verse 18 says, when Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. Then the teacher of the law came to him and said, Teacher, I'll follow you wherever you go. Jesus replied, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Another disciple said to him, Lord, first let me go and bury my father. But Jesus told him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their own dead. What Jesus is trying to get across when he mentions not only this banquet, some will come from the east and west. In other words, some people who think they're going to this banquet are going to find out they get thrown outside. And then he goes on to say, if you really want to follow me, everything needs to become secondary to following me. Put me first. The subtitle of that is called The Cost of Following Jesus, the cost of being a disciple. It's not that God doesn't want you to find the fullness of which you were created, to live with purpose and joy and even happiness. It's that what Jesus wants you and I to understand today is this, that if we live seeking after him, there are times when before we might have procrastinated something, because that's really what's happening. He says, let me go bury someone. Well, in Jewish culture, they would have already been buried for a year. It's not like this person just died yesterday. It's been a while. In other words, it's, hey, let me take care of all I want to take care of first, Jesus, and then I will follow you. What Jesus is trying to get across here is, hey, if you're going to follow me, follow me. Because I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're a centurion, a soldier, and you're going to choose to leave that life behind and come follow me. I don't care if you know that you're a teacher of the law, like you should know the scriptures, but you got to go bury someone. I don't care. Come, follow me. Come follow me. It's the first invitation Jesus gives in the gospel so often, when he invites others to come follow him. What he's saying to us again and again in this idea, come follow me, is this. Come know the fullness of how you're created. Come know the depth of the Father's love. Spend time with him. Come to know him. Come to know how much he cares for you. Come, follow me. And if you'll lay aside what you think need to be the priorities of your life, then you'll find what it looks like when God reorients your heart and your mind and your life, and you'll find life to its fullest, the way you were intended and created to live. May God's grace be with you this day, and may you and I choose to follow Jesus.